I started using COMC again a lot in the last couple weeks. I'm going to go over my purchases, my inventory, and my sales in the year 2026 in the last 2 months. I got a balance of 87 right now. I've been buying and selling a little bit. So we can look at my recent sales on COMC. I really like using this platform for cards, usually $30 and below. So you can see they tell you the purchase price and the sale price. Some of these cards I made good money on and some of them I lost on. When I'm losing on a card but I don't think it's got a bright future, a lot of the time I'll just sell it even if I'm underwater because I want to move the money into something else. And I'm going to show you guys the cards I've been buying on COMC and turning all this money into. So I sold this Dominic Mysterio. I made 20 bucks on it. I've been doing a lot of WWE on COMC because the cards are a lot cheaper than NBA and NFL. So a lot of WWE I tried to flip. I wanted to hold some of it, but you can see I purchased this in 2023. I purchased this card. So I had it a really long time. I kind of just bought some cards a few years ago and just let them sit on here. I got this Riley Leonard. Lost a little bit on that. Shador broke even. Decided to just sell the Shador because I'll show you what I've been buying. I want to move a lot of my money into basketball on COMC. I sold this Edge card for $3 profit. That's pretty solid. The good thing about COMC, it's kind of like trading stocks. All the cards are at COMC. You don't physically touch them unless you request a shipment. But the only way it's worth it to do that is if you have a ton of cards. I've personally never actually requested a shipment from COMC. I just treat this platform like you got some cards you want to hold, and then you can also day trade the sports cards, buy the players that are hot, flip them for a profit. I've actually never shipped, which is pretty crazy when you think about it. This Dominic Mysterio, apparently he's pretty hot right now. I bought this one for 11, sold it for 25. This one for 12, sold it for 35. Made a bunch of profit on Dominic Mysterio. Lost a little bit on Riley Leonard. WWE. Everything I bought in WWE is really cheap. I'll show you some of my inventory later. But the cards that I've been buying in 2026 on COMC, I'm focused on earlier year Panini cards, specifically 16-17 Optics, 16-17 Mosaic, and any Prism before that. Prism started in 2012. Mosaic and Optics started in 2016. Those were the first years of each of those brands. So I'm kind of looking for the earliest year Panini cards of the superstars and best players from the NBA of the 2010s and the 2020s. So I bought a bunch of Giannis. I know these are only base cards, but the pop isn't that high on Mosaic. If you remember in 2016, the reason they made Mosaic basketball was because of how bad a product replay basketball was. If you remember, it was 2 hits plus an extra pack. They made it in 15-16. They said that Steph Curry had flawless in there. I think he had NTRPAs. Anthony Davis had flawless. I don't think they had patches, but you would autograph cards of Kyrie, Davis, Steph. I think Kobe had autos, but besides that, those cards were really hard to pull, really difficult. Most of the time, you were getting 2 hits, and a lot of the players that you got were Kyle Singler, Greg Steemsma. One of the better players was Isaiah Thomas, the one who was on the Kings and the Celtics. You got so many bad players in almost every box or replay. Usually in a case, which was 10 boxes, you get 20 autos. 15 of them are guys that probably didn't play 3 years in the league. So replay was a really bad product, and Panini made a mistake on it. And to redeem all the people that bought replay basketball, I don't remember how many cases you got for how many cases, but the people who bought replay were then given Mosaic basketball, I believe, for free because replay was such a bad product. So you had 15-16 replay, and then they were given 16-17, the brand new Mosaic, and it was a different format back in the day. It It was 3 packs. You didn't get that many cards. It was probably, each box was 3 packs, probably 8 cards per. It was only like 25 or 30 cards in a box. They didn't make much of it because it was the first year. So I'm buying Giannis, Durant, Steph, LeBron, any of those guys, first year Mosaic and Optic, base cards, hollows. Mosaic doesn't have hollows, but if it's Optic. So I'm buying that stuff. I'm also buying Select, even if it's newer year. I like Steph Curry the most. If you got newer year of him. For Giannis and Durant, I'm really looking for older year stuff and Durant in his Warriors jersey. But Steph, I'm looking for anything low end. And these are the cards I've been picking up. A lot of 16, 17 Mosaic mostly. I pretty much wipe COMC of all the Durants and the Giannis's. I got this Steph Optic Hollow. I'm buying these in quantity. Any year Steph Optic Hollows I'm buying. Any year Steph Silvers from Select I'm buying. And then any Prism, the older the better. I really like the old stuff. There's a Prism Hyper. I'm looking for raw cards only. These are all the cards I bought in 2026. So I'm moving my money from WWE and football cards to older basketball of superstar players. That's the strategy I'm taking right now on COMC. And I'm looking to sell these as well. My current inventory, I don't have much on here. I have sold a lot throughout time. And I do have a couple orders. I actually dropped off at the West Coast Card Show. So you can see over here, 25 card order, I did a little bit quicker, and then a 400 card order that's going to take a little bit of time to upload. So I do have some cards on the way to add to my inventory, but I'm looking to sell these as well. Mostly WWE. I did have this Jackson Dart card that I bought really cheap for 22 bucks. Maybe I got to lower it a little bit. But I got a bunch of WWE besides that in my inventory. If you guys are looking for any of these cards, send me some offers on COMC. It's mostly WWE of the big names. Triple H, Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins. I do have a little bit of NBA old school jersey pieces, stuff like that, but I'm looking to move it more into the Prism, Optic, and Select of Giannis, Kobe. If anybody has Kobe, I'm buying the Kobe low end. Steph, LeBron, all guys like that. That's what I've been doing on COMC in 2026. I'm probably going to ramp up my activity a little bit on COMC because I got the 2 orders that are pending, waiting to be uploaded. So once I sell those, I'm going to be buying more early year Panini Prism NBA Superstar cards. If you have any of these cards and you want to sell them, stuff like this, you could always DM me on Instagram. My Instagram is cblezcards. I'm buying any of the cards that I showed I'm buying in this video. I'll buy right now. Bulk is preferred. If you have quantity, I'd like that preferred. Thank you guys for watching the video. I appreciate it, and I will see you soon for some more sports cards content.